random bug I've just noticed. Here, there's save and load, right? This makes perfect sense. Then if you go to the menu, this is save and that's load. And you go back and this is save and that's load. It's odd, isn't it? I wonder if that's been fixed. I know I'm running an old version, but thought I'd point it out just in case. As soon as school ends, Shu heads for the dorms and goes straight to his brother's room. After some digging, he manages to find a box of Masaharu's school things that were in his locker, as well as his wallet. Those don't yield anything, but then he finds a crumpled plastic bag in the bottom of another box. When he uncrumples the bag, some pencil lead and erasers are in there along with a receipt. Shu's heart leaps when he sees that the date on the receipt is September the 6th, 2012. Whoa, that's a stroke of luck, isn't it? This is the receipt from that morning when he was still alive. Why is this music playing? What? Surely this is a bit of a sad moment. Whatever. He wastes no time in scanning the receipt to register it as a memento. Oh yeah, it's recognized it. Bam. Got him. Alright, we can now go back in time and save Masaharu, and the game will tell us why we can't, and it's a terrible idea. Shu shoves the receipt into his pocket in case he needs it later and leaves the room. Now, what would be more interesting is who we see lurking around waiting to kill Masaharu. That's the important bit. His heart pounds as he steps out into the hallway. Luckily, there is no one else around. This is it, I can save Masaharu with this. What? He's about to do it in the middle of the fucking corridor? No, okay, he's having a flashback, okay. As I say, don't do that, that sounds like a terrible idea. Suddenly he remembers the scene of the murder and stops mid-step. The images that he can't forget even if he desperately wishes he could. Who murdered Masaharu and why? Will we run into them if I go back in time? Yes, that's what I was saying. The more important question is who did it, not how are we going to save him. This thought sobers Shu and he finds himself hesitating even though he desperately wants to save his brother. He's irritated at his own weakness. You're not going to see him die, that's why we're going back. Just make it at 7:10 AM and you'll be fine. I mean, you know exactly where to go, and if it happens, you just go back and do it again. It's fine, buddy. In the evening, Shu settles back in his room, ignoring Chiaki's attempts to talk to him. After Chiaki's asleep, Shu sits in bed buried under his blanket as he stares at the time machine's holographic display. He gazes at the time period for the receipt until it's burned into his vision and he thinks hard about what to do. Of course I want to save Masaharu, but what's the use of going back and getting us both killed? I don't know how he died, so I don't know how to prevent it. You'll be fine. Like, doesn't it just teleport you back anyway? Or is this one of these things like, is it the Matrix where if you die whilst you're in there, you die in the real world too? Ah, well, I guess there's only one way to find out. After a long while, though, his resolve finally hardens. Masaharu is my brother. No matter what, I have to try to save him. I'm sure he'd do the same for me. Shu goes to the closet to change his clothes. Yeah, Chiaki isn't going to find this fucking weird, is he? After putting on his school uniform, Shu takes a deep breath. It's time to go. He taps the launch button on the display and travels back in time. He just phase through in front of Chiaki. What a better time to do this. And then he's there at the convenience store just as the cashier hands Masaharu the receipt. Shu, currently in stealth mode, finds a more inconspicuous spot of the store to appear from. He decides on the front of the store so it will look like he just came in. After ducking behind a shelf, he switches to active mode. If I were him, I'd just walk really slowly. Scout it out, see if there's someone there who's sort of looking around suspiciously, someone who shouldn't be there, family member, someone we know, someone like that. Unless this is a ploy by Kyosuke to get us killed as well, because we happen to be there. That'd be cute. He decides on the front of the store, so it'll look like he just came in. After ducking behind a shelf, he switches to active mode. Masaharu! Huh? Shu, what are you doing here? Crap, I didn't think this far ahead. What? All this time? Just say that you needed to go too. I don't have a legitimate excuse. Oh, wait! Shu then remembers why he ran after Masaharu in the first place on that fateful day. You left your backpack at the dorms. Oh, yeah, I guess I was in such a rush that I forgot to bring it. Sorry. Did you come all this way just to give it to me? Thanks. It then belatedly dawns on Shu that he didn't think to bring the backpack. Oh, I forgot to grab it. Seriously? What was the point in you coming then? Sorry, Masaharu. Hey, it looks like you forgot your backpack too. Oh yeah, I guess I did. Such was the thoughtful rushness of my, running, apparently. Should have thought about that, really, but whatever. Another miscalculation. Looks like we're both having a careless morning. Well, I guess if we run, we can make it back to the dorms. We'll be a little late for school, but there's no point in going there without any of our things anyway. Sorry, Masaharu. Why'd you keep apologizing? I'm not used to you being so nice. Did you eat something weird for breakfast this morning? Nope. This is actually the middle of the night. I probably had sausage, if you know what I mean. So, now you're crying? What's going on? There's no possible way Shu can tell him he's so happy to see his brothers alive. I'm just so pissed off at you. What the? He looks as bemused by that as I do. You what, mate? I had to run like 10 miles to get here, and now you're saying stuff like, I'm not used to you being so nice, you arsehole. You douchebag, Masaharu, why did you? Shu feels like all of his grief and frustration from the last several days are pouring out at once. I know I need to stop crying so we can get out of here, Masaharu reaches out his hand and awkwardly pats Shu's shoulder. Okay, I'm sorry. Is that supposed to be comforting? Yeah. It was all my fault, okay? Just blame me for everything. Christ, you're supposed to be Masaharu, not Natsume. You can't let people just run you over like that. You said it, not me. Shu takes a deep breath and dries his tears. I remember the reason I'm here. Whoever killed Masaharu is still out there, maybe even lurking around the corner and waiting for him. It's too late to think of the what-ifs. You can just go back and do it. It's fine. Anyway, we should go back before we're late, huh? Oh, yeah. Come on, Shu, let's go. The two of them walk out of the store, then start running for the dorms. Why are you running so fast? I didn't think you worried so much about being late. Well, we're literally running for our lives right now. Not that I can tell him that. They make it back to the dorms in record time. They grab their things and then run to school. So he's saved? Damn, 10 minutes late. We're alive. Huh? Of course we're alive. Who'd kill us for being late? No, never mind. Why would you say something like that out loud? Shu, mate, you have to start thinking. You can't just say whatever comes to your mind. This is going to become a problem. Anyway, I'll see you after class, okay? Okay, bye, Masaharu. Masaharu dashes off for his own classroom. I guess there's no point in me going. My time's about to run out anyway. Wanting to avoid being caught, Shu ducks behind a pillar and returns to the present. Oh, come on. If you saw someone fade into light, you'd probably just ignore it. Who are you really going to tell about that? I saw Shu turn into light. What the fuck are you on? What? No. You know, no one's going to believe you. It's fine if you do it in the middle of places. You shouldn't, but you could. When he opens his eyes after the usual burst of light, Shu is back in his dorm room. It's dark, but he can see the time on his electronic clock on Cherokie's bedside. It shows 45 minutes have passed. I guess time really does pass when I'm in active mode. That 45 minutes went by really fast. Having been in the sunlight for the last hour, it takes Shu a little while before his eyes readjust to the darkness. I read that originally as read just. I was like, hang on a minute, that's not what it says at all, is it? I want to check on Masaharu right away. Even after talking with Kyosuke and doing all this time travel stuff, somehow it just doesn't seem real. I mean, when he closes his eyes, he can still see Masaharu's body. See, I thought he was murdered, as in someone sort of like went up to him and stabbed him all traditional-like, but then someone pointed out that he may have been hit by a car. And, I mean, suddenly it makes a lot more sense. But if he was hit by a car, why has he got flowers over him? Hard to say. They never specify. When he closes his eyes, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Shu shakes his head. No, there's no point in being negative now. I'll just have to take things as they come. Shu's more tired than he realizes, even without meaning to. He soon drifts into unconsciousness and falls onto his bed. The next morning, Shu wakes up filled with unease. Feels like I didn't sleep at all. Oh, man. I didn't even change out of my uniform. Now it's all wrinkled. He quickly pushes this thought aside as the state of his clothing is the least of his problems. I was going to say, go and see your fucking brother. Jesus. I wonder if he's dead anyway. So many questions. I feel like they're being written like this deliberately. Swallowing his dread. Okay, this music means that he's alive. You don't put this music on just to walk in and, you know, he's dead now. Unless it's sort of an accepting music. No, it's too cheery to be that. He has to be alive. Swallowing his dread, Shu makes his way downstairs to the dining room for breakfast after shoving his time machine watch into the drawer. Yeah, no one's gonna take that ever. Oh, Shu, you're up early. I thought I'd have to wake you up later. Shu jumps at the sound of hearing of his roommate's voice. He tries to calm himself down so as to not appear suspicious. What is suspicious anyway? I've never really thought about much about how I usually act. So, you're acting suspicious if you're thinking in your head, do I look suspicious? If you're thinking that in your head, you're being suspicious. Someone around you is noticing that you're doing something out of the ordinary. Huh? Why? Well, you fell asleep in your uniform. I thought you'd been up really late or something. Oh, come on, I need to get a grip of myself. If I start losing it now, Jackie will start poking at me. Yeah, I couldn't sleep well, so I just woke up, I guess. Jackie squints at Shu. What's with you? You're acting all nervous and stuff. I look determined as fuck in, like, the sprite. Really? I'm just really tired, and yeah, well, if you say so, let's go get breakfast. You go ahead, Jackie. I'll wait for my brother. Shu stops himself just in time before saying Masaharu. I still don't know if that time travel stuff really worked. Jackie takes this without any visible reaction, which does nothing to ease Shu's nerves. I mean, I guess, what are you expecting someone who's not in on this to say? Oh, I'm just waiting for my brother. Oh, what? Do you mean Natsume? Or Masaharu, who's still alive and hasn't been killed? You know, that's not a normal thing to say. Okay, see you in a little bit then. He nods once in Shu's direction before walking into the kitchen alone. Once Jackie's out of sight, Shu leans against the wall and lets out a small sigh of relief at having been able to dodge a potentially awkward situation. I'm not sure dodge is the right word there. Sort of massacre himself across, if you'll excuse the verb. The question is, what do I do if Masaharu isn't alive? What if I saved him, but he died again after I come back to the present? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Or what if Kiyosaki was wrong and it really was his time to die? What if I've just been hallucinating this whole... That's a long time to be hallucinating. You need to be on so much LSD. Unsurmountable at this point. Like, you'd be fucked in your dreams, let alone what you'd be looking like in real life. Shu rubs his throbbing temples and tries to clear away his pessimistic thoughts. I did what I could, I can't. Shu! A million thoughts start racing through Shu's head at that moment. Before he has time to process a single one of them, Masaharu stomps over looking absolutely livid. What is it? Before I even get a chance to be happy that he's alive, Masaharu's already pissed at me. What did I even do? So when are you going to give me back my dictionary? Huh? Don't give me that, look, you borrowed it 3 days ago and still haven't returned it. I'm going to need it for class today, you know. Hold up. What is he going on about? A dictionary? Yes, stuff is going to have happened. Albeit simulated. Would it not be in our memories if it then happened? Surely for this to be a thing, there'd need to be another one of us. Because that means someone did something that wasn't us. So it's sort of stick in our Fuck knows. Beyond me at this point. I borrowed a dictionary from you? Shu instantly realises that was probably not the smartest thing he could have said. Yeah, that wasn't very clever. Don't tell me you lost it. Oh, that dictionary. Just a sec. Yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of shit you're not going to be able to remember, I'm sorry. Though Shu has no idea what's going on, he leaves his brother in the common room and dashes up the stairs back to his dorm room. Sure enough, he finds the dictionary sitting on his desk. What the... Why do I have this? Why don't I remember borrowing it? It finally occurs to Shu that something had to have filled the time for when Masaharu was dead. You've only thought of that now? Holy shit, you're slow! Jesus! Come on, get on board, Shu! The rest of us have already sailed past this thought. If I really travelled through time and saved Masaharu, it means that during the last month, instead of him being dead and the rest of us were still in mourning, he was alive and we were doing stuff together. I don't know why, but I don't remember any of it. Is it because I time travelled? Because I wasn't actually here for the time when Masaharu was alive? Keep a diary. Holy shit, a diary is going to be so much more simple for the future. Just start now. Chances are you're not going to have to go back 2.5 weeks into the past and try and save something. Actually, it is going to be our sister at some point. But if we need to do any short-term things, just keep a diary. That way you could be, oh, so you did this today, which you probably need to remember, because chances are you're going to fucking forget, aren't you? Like... You know what I mean? Yeah, whatever. When he starts to really think about this, Shu can feel the wisps of a memory at the edge of his mind. Suddenly he can remember borrowing his brother's dictionary. Ah! Thank God for that. Okay. Suddenly, this is a lot less problematic. Don't do a diary now. Now it's just a waste of your time. I needed it to work on my assignment for my literature class because I left mine at school. Weird, I can remember that now, but I also remember what I was doing on that day when Masaharu was still dead. Oh, that's going to be conflicted. I have two sets of memories that happened at the same time. Maybe I can ask Yosuke about it somehow. This is just bizarre. Anyway, I better not keep Masaharu waiting. Can we go to the future? Random thought I hadn't thought of yet. Can we go to the future and visit Kyosuke? Shu sighs as he heads back downstairs to talk to his angry but very much alive brother. Here you are. At school that day, Shu can't seem to focus on his classes at all. Ah, if I ignore that, there are going to be so many angry comments. We're just going to click on it. New message. You did it. You saved your brother. You've done a great job, but don't let your guard down. Don't. Why are you so unnecessarily ambiguous there? Why are you saying it as if, oh, well, all I'm saying is don't let your guard down, mate, because fucking do something if you fucking do, mate. Shit'll fucking happen. You know what I mean? That's terrible. Whatever. Thinking about all that's been going on, it'd be weirder if I could focus. I know I should just drop it and be grateful that Masaharu's alive, but that's easier said than done. After class is over, Shu is on his way out of the classroom. Somehow I don't feel like facing Masaharu yet. I'll go hang out with my friends today instead. I should try and take my mind off all this stuff. Just as Shu's about to text his brothers telling him to go on without him, Masaharu beats him to the punch. Get your ass to the entrance now, we're going to the library. From Stupid Head. Wow. Oh, all of the high school humor! I guess there's no avoiding him, but I wonder who taught him how to use that kawamoji? Emoji? What is it? Okay, so this bit here's a face, and this is presumably a hand. I don't know what this bit is. Oh, is he pointing to a library? Is Masaharu trying to act all hip or something? No, he probably knows at a guess. Shu sighs, not looking forward to this library outing in the least. I can't think of why else he'd want you to go to a locker room. To the library, whatever. When he gets to the locker, Shu instantly spots his older brother standing around scowling. Typical, would it kill him with a smile or something? Not when you're a basketball player, you're bigger than everyone else. You don't have to. Masaharu, what's this text all about? Where's Natsume? There you are. I already sent Natsume back home alone. You and me are going to the library. Huh? Why the hell are we going there? I just had a chat with Yukinari. Okay. Crap. No, okay, it's not. I hadn't just forgotten Yukinari's surname. This is someone else. Machida is one of Shu's classmates and happens to also be on the basketball team as a bench warmer though. One of your spies, you mean? Whatever, if you at least put a little effort into your schoolwork, you'd have nothing to say, right? Machida told me you got a 0 on a pop quiz today in literature. What are you trying to be like Natsume? Is that Natsume? I think so. Because they call him like Ani-e or something. Is it my fault that I can barely remember any of my lessons from the last month because of all of this time travel crap? I mean, you have more time. He literally has all the time in the world. Okay, so let's assume that time doesn't actually pass when he goes back into past and does silent mode. Right? So if that doesn't happen, then he's silent mode. He could just stand over himself and read over again the stuff. He has so much time if he doesn't age in silent mode, which I don't think he does because you only do in active mode. Man, you have no excuse. You could just go back and read the same thing over and over again. Of course, you can't say that out loud. No, okay, I just had a lot on my mind. Since when do you care? Don't try and turn this around like this. We're going to the library. We've got to keep your grades up. Shu's first instinct is to resist, but it's true that he's been floundering in his classes since his brother died, and then came back from the dead. It's been a weird couple of weeks, maybe some tutoring wouldn't be too bad, but if he starts getting preachy, I'm leaving. Fine. You're weirdly compliant today. Oh, sorry, did you want me to talk back some more? I'd be happy to. Masaharu sighs loudly.
No.
Maybe not that evilly in the future. The two of them walk to the library and Masaharu tutors Shu for a few hours after Shu begrudgingly admits under interrogation he's been having troubles in class other than literature. Though Masaharu acts annoyed, he goes over everything until Shu understands what he's been missing. And that's how you apply that formula, got it? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, good. Why don't you do some of those practice problems then? Sure. Man, that could not have been said more begrudgingly. Shu begins scribbling away on his workbook. Masaharu's a pretty nice guy. I always get so caught up in arguing with him that I guess I forget sometimes. Oh, come on, he's always scowling. Like, you forget he's a nice guy, but every time you see him, he's just sort of looking around angrily as if he wanted to start a fight, like a really angry car driver or something, you know? Whenever I need help, he always pulls through, even if he thinks it's annoying. Like hell I'll ever tell him that, though. After finishing... In the mood you're in, you will. After finishing the first problem on the page, Shu glances over at his older brother. Masaharu seems to be working on something from his own workbooks. Second years have their own work to do, but Masaharu still took the time to tutor me. I never really thought about it before. I've been taking it all for granted, I guess. Hey, Masaharu? What? Thanks for tutoring me. You see what I mean? You just said that you weren't going to, tell him any of this. And yet here you are, being all nice to him. Fucking said in this sort of mood you would. Masaharu visibly stiffens. He stares at his workbook with wide eyes for several seconds before tilting his head up at Shu. His surprised face quickly takes on a more suspicious expression. Since when do you say thank you? This again? Man, does he really think I'm that ungrateful? Well, I guess I really was before. What do you mean before? You still are! Oh yeah, well, before today I was really ungrateful. No, you still are ungrateful. One something does not a swallow make? I can't remember the actual saying. Basically, I'm trying to say that one afternoon does not suddenly reverse your entire personality of the past 16 years around. Well, even though I always thought you were an idiot, you've actually been a big help, and you're giving up your free time, so... Masaharu begins looking rather concerned, so Shu trails off, growing more annoyed by the second. What? Don't watch me, you're the one acting weird. Weird? Weird how? Putting your idiot remark aside for now, I don't think I've ever heard you say a grateful word in your entire life, except for when you were being sarcastic. I didn't realise Shu was modelled off me. How weird. Seriously, what's the matter with you? You sick or something? Shu begins to feel that it would have been better if he hadn't said anything. Is this what I get for trying to be nice? It is if you've been terrible for the last 16 years. You should understand this. Jeez, I know you and Natsume just think I'm a brat sometimes. No, you are. Actually, I'm pretty sure Natsume worships the ground we walk on. Shu glares at his older brother. What? I'm just saying is all. Besides, you're the one always taking advantage of that fact. Still, it shouldn't be that surprising if I say thanks. I mean, it's fine. Masaharu scratches his head and averts his gaze in obvious embarrassment. Shu can't help but stare. Embarrassment? It looks like he's just confessed his love to me. What? I said it's fine. I'm your older brother, and this is just what brothers do. I mean, it would be a huge pain in the ass if you failed even one of your classes, you know. How would you explain that to Mum and Dad? Oh, yeah, come on. Is this Masaharu's roundabout way of saying you're welcome? Yes, you know when you called him an idiot, this is his way of doing that. Pfft. Masaharu stops mid-ramble and his face turns a deeper shade of red as he bursts out. Is that how that works? It just looks like the upper cheek has gotten really red. Like someone's punched him someone they shouldn't have. What? Why are you laughing? No reason. No reason at all. Hey, how about we grab an early dinner? Dinner? Yeah, we're pretty much done here, right? Come on, it'll be my treat. Your treat? Wait, what? Shu gets his things together and rises from the table, pushing his chair in before looking down at his brother with a smug grin. Come on before I leave without you, Masaharu. Wait, hold up. You just said it'd be your treat. What's the catch? No catch. It's just what brothers do, right? Stop it! Stop what? Repeating my words! And being nice all of a sudden. It's creepy as hell. Well, I'm glad to know you have such a great opinion of me. Guess I'm eating dinner alone. As Shu turns to leave, he hears the unmistakable sound of his brother stuffing his belongings into his bag. Oh, come on, he was never going to be like, Yeah, this is too weird. I am leaving. I want my brother to be horrible again. Wait, I didn't mean it, man. Can't you take a joke when you hear one? I didn't know you made jokes, Masaharu. I'm only going to let that slide because you're paying. I hope you know that. Yeah. The two of them walk out of the library together. Shu can't help but feel amused at his brother's weirded out expressions. Things seem back to normal now, but the person who murdered Masaharu, I still don't know who it was. I feel like I'm being lulled into a false sense of security or something. What's going to happen from now on? He has no choice but to wait and see what the future will bring. Well, at least I know that no matter what happens, no matter what weird future is thrown our way, I'll be able to change it. I hope. Christ, that sounds momentous. It would have been amusing if just the credits rolled there. That was it. That's the end of the game. Some normal days pass by. Looks like I have some spare time. Maybe I should try this time machine some more. Couldn't hurt, right? The killer's still out there. I might need to use this thing more later, so I should get used to it. He pulls the watch out of his desk drawer and puts it on his wrist. From now on, I should just wear it all the time. If anyone asks, I can always say it's some new age bracelet or something. Perfect way for it to get smashed. Buy a lockbox that no one else can get into. I have one. There's nothing in it. That's a lie. But there's close to nothing in it. Like, no one's going to know the password. You could just put a pencil or notebook in it and pretend it's something completely innocuous. Like, it'll be fine. Points like these are when Shu has free time and is able to use the time machine to watch various scenes and gain information or change the past in active mode. These points will appear periodically throughout the game. Please keep in mind that the rules of time travel and mementos. Consult the time travel guide if you don't remember how to use the time machine. Yes, I know. Later on, you will have to strategize about which mementos to keep in your inventory and which you discard. Be careful not to discard something important. Oh, we're already fucking up. Oh boy, I can't wait to record, I don't know, 2 or 3 episodes in a row, and then the first episode I throw away something I shouldn't. I can't wait. Shu only has a certain amount of spare time. If you time travel in active mode, time will pass, so be sure to make the right choices. Remember, time traveling in while in stealth mode, exploring the map, or picking up mementos and scanning them will not cause time to pass. So being in active mode does cause time to pass, but exploring, looking for mementos doesn't. Okay, I've about 2 hours of spare time. Look around for mementos. It's the first thing we're going to do. Okay. We're just going to see everything we can, because we can always, like, go back and use them. We don't have to scan them into the time machine. I don't think, anyhow. What is it I want to pass? Is there any point going back to, like, Masaharu and waiting around the bridge? Probably. The dorms are totally empty right now. I guess everyone's got their own business today. Shu finds himself drawn to Masaharu's room, and luckily the door is unlocked. Finds himself drawn. Yeah, sure. Let's look around a bit, shall we? Basketball. No. Trainers. No. Towel. No. Book. Ah, this here. A stapled stack of papers that's been lying around. Ah, all of them momentous. Masaharu actually got an A- on something. Huh? Yeah, sure. Guess that's it. Yeah. You should use a time machine. That's what I want to do. Oh, we don't get to explore for more shit? Whatever. Go ahead and use a time machine. So we can only search for one thing? Huh, that sucks. Alright, no, stealth. And we want to... What was it we just went for? The 4th one? No, God, no. I wonder if... Okay, so this could potentially give us, like, an argument with the parents, and that's why he's up so more. Or he could be working on something. That could be a really good one to look at. I couldn't give a fuck. A-. Okay, so it's something he's not too happy about. Or Yukinari's pencil. You want to hear... Okay, this one's the most interesting. This is the one that I've looked at everything. There's nothing here. I've looked at everything, and this one seems like the most things could happen. So let's go to this one. Might be a parent's argument. Might be him doing something a bit weird that he shouldn't be. Could be a whole bunch of things. Shu finds himself warped right next to Natsume in the kitchen. It's so early in the morning that it's still dark outside. I mean, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, other than like the North Pole and places where there are times where it just doesn't go dark. I mean, Whatever. Where else is it going to be light? Shu's brother is painstakingly putting together lunchboxes for his younger brothers. Every day, Shu can't help but be somewhat impressed with the detail of his lunch, but now he knows just how it's possible for them to be so fancy. Natsume obviously puts a lot of effort into this. Why does he work so hard for something that isn't even that important? Natsume doesn't look bothered while he cooks, though. If anything, he looks happy, triumphant even. He hums a little song as the sauce simmers on the stove. A few times, Natsume seems to cast nervous glances in Shu's direction and around the rest of the kitchen in general. Maybe Natsume doesn't want to be seen. Come to think of it, did he get Hisako's permission to use the kitchen? Probably not. It's 4 a.m. It's fine. Though it's a little boring, Shu doesn't want to disrespect his brother's efforts, so he watches intently as Natsume skillfully puts the lunchboxes, nearly called them their proper name there for a second, together. It isn't long before they're all done and ready to go. End of Memento period reached. Well, I inadvertently chose the most boring one. Oh man, nothing happened at all. Okay, so if you go into active mode, okay, so you can see him like cooking the lunch boxes and you can be like, oh my god, I didn't know, thank you so much. Okay, that's pretty cool. I should leave this up to a vote. We'll look at everything and then you guys can decide what you want me to go back into and be active in. So we'll do that one and then we probably have enough time for another one as well. Okay, so that's what the rest of this episode will be. Watching these scenes in stealth. It's midday and a history teacher, whom Shu doesn't recognise, is droning on and on about the Sengoku period. Chiaki's dutifully taking notes, as are most of the other students. Meanwhile, Natsume is busy gazing out of the window. Yeah, it's a very busy and difficult pastime. You can't be angry at someone doing that. It's really important. Natsume doesn't even have a notebook on his desk, not even trying to hide the fact that he's not listening. Shu wonders why his brother even bothers showing up to school if he's not going to do anything. Suddenly, I can kind of understand Chiaki's feelings. Shu, tired of standing, finds an empty desk and sits on top of it, slouching comfortably and yawning. Despite his determination to not care, he manages to pick up a few new facts about Japanese history. That'd be weird as fuck if we just showed up in this one, wouldn't it? Somehow it's more fun to learn when I know I won't be tested over any of this stuff yet. After a little while of this, Chiaki fills up the last page of his current notebook. Without missing a beat, he pulls out a new one from his desk. Chiaki may seem careless sometimes, but when it comes to school, he's surprisingly serious and well organised. Pretty impressive. Natsume, on the other hand, has fallen asleep. Again. Typical. His hairpin colour thingies have changed again. They were red. Were they blue to begin with? I thought they were yellow. Whatever. Before long, the class is over. The students are given a few minutes of break time while the next teacher comes in. As the history teacher gathers his things and gets ready to leave for the staff lounge, Chiaki turns around in his seat, realising that Natsume is currently asleep. Chiaki lets out a sigh. Shu, who understands now that nobody can hear or see him, doesn't bother to contain his laughter. It should be a common scene for you every day, Chiaki. Why you bother sighing? To kill him to stay awake for a change. Natsume stirs and mumbles a little bit, but quickly returns to sleeping. Annoyed, Chiaki begins hitting Natsume shoulder with his notebook. Okay, so this is why this is such a memorable moment. Hey Natsu, wake up already! Huh? Is class over? Obviously, you missed it. The teacher made a reference to one of those Disney movies you like so much. He likes Disney movies? He doesn't seem like the type. Oh, did he really? Natsume fails to suppress a yawn. Is it lunchtime yet? No, we still have one more class. Not that you really care or anything, right? Just wake me up when it's time to eat. Is this how he made the time machine? He was trying to cook like the perfect lasagna and just accidentally ended up creating a time machine. Hey, are you going back to sleep? I can't help it. I've been so tired lately. Why do you even show up to school if you're just going to sleep through everything? Wouldn't you miss me if I stayed home all the time? Chiaki smacks Natsume's forehead. Don't flatter yourself. Chiaki turns away from Natsume and starts very obviously pretending to fiddle with his things. Whoa, that's a bit too much information. Jesus Christ. No wonder it was a momentous occasion. Natsume falls asleep shortly after, and so Shu alone notices the distinct hint of red now colouring Chiaki's complexion. End of Memento to right. Okay, blah blah blah. We're returning to the present. No time like it. About 2 hours. Let's look at the next one. We can't look for more, so this one. Let's see why he got an A minus. Soon enough, Shu finds himself in the middle of Masaharu's bedroom. Huh. Alright. Think about it. Since the paper was passed back to him in class, I was sort of expecting to end up in the classroom right here. So can we see... I seem to remember that we could randomly go into active mode. Can we not do that at all? No. I thought we could change. We probably can in certain moments. It's hard to say. I can't believe I got an A minus. Exactly what was wrong with my paper. Oh, perhaps the essay was connected more to Masaharu's feelings of frustration at this moment in time than his immediate feelings when he got the paper back, Shu thinks. Still, an A minus is pretty good. Why is he throwing a fit over it? Masaharu continues to complain to himself about the paper before he tosses it onto his desk, too frustrated to continue. It's getting pretty late. Oh yes, it's about time to go. Masaharu begins digging through his closet. For a moment, Shu wonders why, but then he notices the time. Oh, I guess he's ready to bathe. Yeah, I don't really want to stick around for that. Oh, God, no! Ah, it's the last thing you want to see from your brother. Why would we want to go to this one active? This one seems worse. Shu watches until his brother leaves the room and then he figures it's time to go back to the present. Yes, definitely. Not 8 seconds too soon. And now we'll go see the last one, which is Yukinari's pencil. The most interesting of all the mementos. Within moments, Shu warps to the middle of the public library where his past self and Yukinari are studying. After a few minutes, Shu's past self gets up to go answer a phone call, leaving Yukinari alone at the table. Oh, okay, so we're going to see ourselves walk back from the side and then come back again. It's going to be weird. While Shu's past self is gone, Yukinari's looks pretty bored. His idea of passing the time includes taking his mechanical pencil apart and putting it back together again. After doing this twice, however, he gets bored of it halfway through, leaving his pencil only partially reconstructed. Fuck me, your life must be fun. Yukinari looks up and after his attention is apparently caught by some book out on display, he wanders off. Shu follows closely behind and watches as Yukinari lifts a particular book with a shiny cover off of the display. So it's not that time, okay. Perfume? Perfume. Shu tries to read over Yukinari's shoulder, but the book's in English, so he doesn't get much of it. Oh yeah, I forgot. Set in Japan. When he sees the cover up close, he vaguely remembers that Yukinari checked the book out when they came here together. When I came back from my phone call, Osakawa, no, it's Yukinari, was already sitting back at the table. Yukinari tucks the book under one arm and returns to the table. Shu's past self returns shortly after the two resume studying. Wait, where's my pencil? Huh? Did you take it with you when you were talking on the phone? Apparently. I don't think so. Oh, well, you can borrow mine for now if you want. Hey, is this a joke? The pencil's in pieces. Oh, yeah, I forgot I was dismantling it. Well, after you fix it, it's all yours. Oh, what a lazy bum. Gee, thanks. Shu's past self takes some time to put the pencil back together, and then he and Yukinari go back to studying. End of Memento period time released. Okay, awesome. So that was... wow. So we have... okay, so we're going to change how the voting works a little bit. Because there was clearly one much more interesting memento than the other that it'll be go back to. And obviously that's the food. That's the one which is going to win. Natsume, okay? So now we need to decide... because we're going to do that one. We've got 2 hours, which means we can look at 2 mementos, okay? So we're going to look at that one. Which one of the other 3 ones do you want to go back to in active mode? So, you know, comment below and let me know all that stuff. Did you enjoy this extra long episode? Depending on how games are, I generally sort of throw in an extra long episode halfway through a series. So, yeah, you know, just to spice things up a little bit. So, yeah, comment and vote and do let me know. We'll see you guys next time.